Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you guys chose thumbnail image one or however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about your overall energy of 2024. So, how are you perceived the most? What energy were you in the most? How are you viewed? I'm trying to find the proper way to explain it because when I got the idea, it was very like all over the place. It was like fragments of an idea, and I was like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if it's gonna come across that way. So that is definitely something. But yeah, basically your overall energy based on how people are viewing you. So were you this way, that way? Were you doing this, doing that kind of energy most in 2024 at the end of the year? How are you viewed the most at the for the full year? Okay. Anyway, we have the lovers coming through at the bottom of the deck before I shuffle the deck. And the lovers kind of in this instance representing to me you could have embodied two different people. And it's funny how I'm perfectly covering the nudity in the card. Maybe you were coming through as someone who was nude, who was bare, who was very honest. I'm trying to come up with the proper word. Transparent. There we go. You were very transparent about who you are, what you were going through, whether you were struggling or going through, successful things. It doesn't really matter. This could have also been a year where you found love, and that was a big thing for how people perceived you. Your overall energy, you were very much in love, in a relationship kind of energy, lovey-dovey kind of stuff. But it's definitely giving me more so that maybe you were guided home to yourself is what I'm getting as well the most is you were too fragmented pieces and you found like the wholeness, if that makes sense. There could have been a part that you were missing. This could be a person as well, but like I said, there's something about you being half of a person, and at the end of the year you became like more whole. So you started off the year maybe like sad, depressed, lonely, single, and then at the end of the year you became a whole person or you found a partner. Okay, and then as I cut the deck, we have judgment. So the judgment and the lover. So yeah, there's something here about a divinely person, a person that was led to you, or lots of divine alignment. Because I just saw 222 for you guys in 2024. Things are lining up very well for you. Things are always seem to be going your way. And now we still have the lovers at the bottom of the deck. The judgment card is all about an awakening. So you could have gone through a spiritual awakening, like I said, and finding yourself more than ever. Because we always know ourselves at different parts in our lives, but there's just something about coming home to ourselves or coming home to yourself is what's coming through. So you found, and we have the moon, interesting. Yeah, this could have been a year of enlightenment, of illumination, of you kind of digging through the sludge and the darkness to find out who you were, maybe after a betrayal, a breakup, or just after being sick of being sick and tired. There's a certain part in your life when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you have to make a change or everything's gonna stay the same. That's kind of the vibe that's coming through for you guys. You realize you have to make a change. And I'm hearing Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson coming through. So maybe you were looking at yourself in the mirror every day. You didn't like what you were seeing, whether it was weight, whether it was looks, whether it was how you were dressing, kind of energy. Maybe I'm hearing even gender, because the Lover's card did have two different genders. It had a man and a woman. Maybe you finally realized in 2024 that you wanted to make a sex change. You wanted to be a man, or you wanted to become a woman, or non-binary kind of energy. You just wanted to exist, and you were sick and tired of putting a label on yourself. Take whatever resonates for you. Okay, it's gonna be different for everyone, but the moon is illumination. It's like darkness being. I'm hearing there's a word where it's like it was like I'm getting the vision of like a steamer, like when you're steaming, or a steam cooker or a slow cooker, where when you finally let out the steam, it's just like, and all the steam comes out to let the thing cool down because it was being pressure cooked for the whole like hours. That's kind of that I'm getting for you guys. You were being pressure cooked and the air was finally coming out, alleviated. Thank you. The pressure, the darkness was being alleviated. Okay. They said, we're going to give you a visual so you get the word. Thank you. The pressure cooker, all that pressure was mounting in there, cooking your food. But as soon as the food is done, you release it and the air starts coming out. So all the pressure that was building up was finally alleviated. Okay. And that's something that's coming through. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Something you could have been working a long time for could have come to fruition. The things you were putting the most time into. You were very busy this year. You were working a lot. You were investing in yourself because the Seven of Pentacles does represent that. I'm getting like, I keep hearing sense of self. That was like really important this year. And people were like very aware of that you were working on yourself, okay? But yeah, something about putting a lot of time and energy to something yourself, your beauty rituals, your hair, your weight, your something. So it doesn't always have to be beauty, but it's giving me that your looks, or it could just be your soul. And it could be both, honestly. I do think there's something here about your outer appearance becoming more beautiful because you put in the work on your inner appearance, okay? So just either way, work is being put in, investing in time. So we're going to take this card out and put it there, okay? But the moon is definitely something here about dreams. So I'm hearing dreams. You could have been following your dreams. You could have been having a lot of telepathic connection with someone in your dreams. Because I'm hearing that song by Gavin DeGraw, Not Over You. Dreams, that's where I have to go to see your beautiful face. So there could have been like a disconnection with somebody, or you weren't talking to them, or someone was all up in your energy and you wanted nothing to do with them, but they would still try to contact you or reach out to you through your dreams. Now just a 555, I'll take that as confirmation. So you could have been getting over a breakup in this year as well. That was also a heavy thing that was tying a lot into how you were being perceived this year. Here we have the King of Swords in reverse. You could have been in mute mode. You could have been blocking people, not talking to people, keeping people, ghosting people. So I just heard you could have been ghosting. And we have the Hermit card here. You could have been ghosting people. People could have been like, what's going on with that person? Like, I have no idea. They haven't reached out. I haven't talked to them forever. You could have been on a lot of people's minds this year because they were wondering where you were. So, for example, if you were someone who was more so like more talkative, which would be the King of Swords upright, you were always very transparent about who you were and what you were doing. And then you became someone who was like, nah, I need to put up my boundaries, Or you were someone who had so many boundaries before, and now you were letting them down. There's something like that coming through. You were someone who was always outside. You were in the house. There's something about a flip. You flip the switch. I'm hearing, I just flipped the switch. I don't dun. That sound like Drake. But you flip the switch on people. So if you were more talkative, you became quiet. If you were more quiet, you became more talkative. You were always in the house. You was in the streets. If you were always in the streets, you were in the house. If you were in a relationship, you were single. If you were single, you were in a relationship. Something's flipped for you. If you were someone who ate a lot, you stopped eating so much. If you were someone who never worked out a day in your life, you became someone who worked out a little bit. That's the kind of vibes coming through for you guys. You went like in hermit mode for sure. What is coming through for my group ones, please? What was the overall energy? What did they embody the most this year? Okay, we have two cards. Like, interesting. We have the Six of Swords and the Two of Swords. So making better decisions for yourself, moving on from things that no longer served you. This is definitely tying very much into spiritual awakenings, which is what the Judgment card was. And I do believe you could have amassed a following, because the Judgment card also gives people following behind you blindly. So some of you could have gone on a journey, made the decision to choose yourself and leave someone behind, something behind, an idea, a lifestyle behind, people, family, a job, whatever. You left something, moved on to, more clear, clean waters, less turbulent waters. You put your peace first. I got to put me first, Lucius, okay? And you made a decision that was best for you overall, whether it was seen as selfish or idiotic or not the best. You did what was best for you. And it could have been starting a channel. It could have been starting a new career. It could have been going to school. It could have been becoming an influencer. That there could have been a lot of things that you were doing. It could have been a lot of things. It couldn't have been just one thing. You could have been putting your health first, got a new career, got a new man, and your life was just changing very fast. There's like a lot of movement here, and it's movement from things that were making you seem like tired, worn down, haggard, and you're moving on to clearer, serene waters. So your life got much more calm. Well put together, I could say as well, based on a decision you made. And that is what did you embody the most. I'm hearing standing on business, period. Okay. I'm also hearing letting others do things for you. So maybe operating in a more divine feminine energy where things are done for you. You're not doing all of the work. Okay. That's also something that is coming through for somebody out there. So you were definitely trying to suppress your divine masculine energy, which is always do. And you were trying to receive more, Whether it's just something simple as letting someone open the door for you and not saying, oh, no, it's okay, I got it. No. If they're opening the door for you, whether they're a man or a woman and you're a man or a woman, say thank you. Walk through the door. A family or a friend offer to pay for something. You're like, no, I pay my own way. And instead of just saying that, you're like, oh, cool, thanks. That's being in a receiving energy. Being in a more feminine energy. That's what I'm getting as well. So you could have been someone who was more masculine, whether you're a female or male or they, them, doesn't matter. You became someone who operated more in their feminine energy, and you made decisions that kind of made your life easier for you to deal with anyway, because it could have made other people mad, but that's life, you know. Let me look at the cards real quick. I'm seeing, I thought I saw 111, but I've been talking and we've been here for more than a minute, so that couldn't be it. You were definitely following your intuition even more, because there's like a lot of water coming through in these two cards. We have water here, we have water here, you know? And I'm hearing a bridge over troubled water. So things could have been very troubled in your life, and you ended up learning how to build a bridge and get over it in this year. Maybe you were someone who made a big stink about lots of things before, and now you're just someone who kind of let it go. That could be what the King of Swords in reverse means as well. You were someone who, you know, harped, or it's like a worry kind of energy, a worrying, always going back and forth with people. And instead of doing that, you kind of just let it go. You know, let it go and let God is what I'm getting as well. But your intuition here, because her eyes are blindfolded and she's just trusting her intuition, also protecting herself. So by her not seeing everything, she's more protected than ever, you know? Because she's like more on her guard. It's like the vibe of when you're blindfolded, your other senses become more apparent. They become more powerful, you know? So you're just someone who closed your eyes, stopped relying on what you could see, and it was more about what you felt. So you started making decisions based on what you felt and what was peaceful to you instead of what was not peaceful to you. So it's giving me the energy of maybe some of you, if you were dating this year, you stopped making it about the physical looks and you started making it about how this person made you feel. Because there's a lot of people who throw away good men and good chances because they don't like the way the man looks, or that's not their type. He's too short, doesn't make enough money, makes too much money, gets too much attention. You know, so like I said, maybe you were someone who only relied on looks when it came to dating, and now you started relying on personality or how this person treated you and made you feel. Maybe before you were someone who didn't really care about looks and you just wanted to get whatever you wanted to get, and now you're someone who's made it more of a priority to focus on how someone looks, how they present themselves. That's also a big thing about how they'll treat you, how they treat themselves, you know? So I'm getting the energy of maybe you were someone who didn't really care about how you looked before, so you went for people who didn't care about how they looked, but then you started caring about how you looked and started attracting people who care about how they looked, okay? If that makes sense. But yeah, it's giving me a little bit, maybe you were a little bit shallow, because I'm hearing shallow. In the shallow, in the shallow, shallows from A Star is Born. There's something here about somebody maybe being shallow, and you started thinking about, worrying about, how people felt. Because there's something here about, I'm hearing there's some advice that I heard from Anwar White, which he comes to a lot of these readings, but his advice is gold. So I do encourage anyone who may be a woman of color who is struggling with dating, just go follow him or watch a few of his videos. He puts you on game, like for real, for free, okay? And if you were to ever like really be focused on dating and manifesting that person, maybe book something with him. I don't know. You know, this is not sponsored by Anwar. But I just love him so much, okay? But basically he was like, if you're someone who relies too much on looks when it comes to dating, you have low self-esteem because you think by getting someone who looks better than you is you maybe gaining something, or it's building up your confidence. Now, if you're someone who only goes to people who look worse than you, you also have low self-esteem because you're wanting someone, or you have like, is it codependency because you don't want this person to leave you? So you go for people who you know are out of your league kind of energy. Or you go for people who are not out of your league, people who look worse than you because you think they'll never leave you. So you have codependency issues. So people who only go for attractive people have ego issues. People who go for people who are way less attractive than them have codependency issues. Like he be reading people to filth, guys, okay? But that's about what's coming through here. Instead of you focusing on things you were focused on before in dating or love or relationships, or just, relating to people in general, you started maybe doing it based on how you feel about them. And life has been so much more calm when before it could have been a little ghetto. Because if you only go for looks, you tend to attract. You tend to attract people who are narcissists, who are emotionally unavailable, who will use you, situationships. Those are the kind of vibes you attract when you go based on looks. You don't listen to what your intuition is telling you, because your intuition will tell you before anything else that man ain't no good, and those are red flags, okay? They say butterflies are a sign of your common sense leaving your body. If someone is making you feel that is also I just saw 1444, so that is what is it, a distress thing. That is, butterflies are not good, essentially, is what I've been learning in dating. If someone gives you butterflies and makes you nervous, it's not a good thing. It's a trauma trigger response. That's what I was trying to come to. It's a trauma response, okay? If your body is constantly in overdrive and constantly feeling those butterflies, you will never know what it's like to be at a resting, phase. So it's not for someone to make you feel excited, but I think it's different than butterflies, So don't think they're telling you don't be with someone you find attractive. No, it's just they're not supposed to make you nervous and always so restless all the time. You're supposed to be like your resting heart rate when you're with someone. It's not always supposed to be exciting and your heart is racing, because then you could die. Your heart's not supposed to race all the time. You're gonna get hurt. It's gonna hurt you in the long run. It's essentially what's coming through. So that could be something that you kind of overcame this year when it came to dating or just life in general, and your life became more calm because of the decisions you made. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I wrote down 3 different words for how you could have been perceived the most in 2024. So we're going to see which one you guys got. There's one for each group, so we're gonna see. Oh, this is the one that wants to be chosen. Don't fall. Rude. Okay, so 3 words. Let's see what word you guys got. I'm excited, and see if it resonated with the reading at all, child. You got innovator. Yeah, it does resonate with the reading. So innovator basically is a person who introduces new methods, ideas, or products. So basically I wrote down full energy. You went on a new journey of enlightenment and discovery. I kid you not. It says it right there. Went on a new journey of discovery and enlightenment. Okay. And it's also, and look what I said, new jobs, new relationships, or experiences. So you guys were in your innovator phase this year. That's how you were perceived the most. You were trying new things, doing new things, dating new people, expanding your horizons. You could have been traveling as well, because the 6 of Swords is a traveling card. You could have been traveling by water mostly. You could have been going on more cruises, You could have gone on a cruise ship, your first cruise ship. But there's something here about you making a decision to travel more, or just explore new things, because 6 of Swords doesn't always have to be traveling. It could also mean healing, going on a journey, moving away from things that no longer serve you. That's essentially what happened. And you guys got the Judgment card. But before I even started shuffling, when I cut the deck in the beginning, so it means new things, awakening yourself to new things, spiritual awakening, people following you. You could have gone on a spiritual awakening journey with multiple people in your friend group or in your life, and that could be something that's coming through as well. But I love how this just resonates with what I was saying for real. You became a new person, an innovator, someone people had never seen before. You became like a very new version of yourself, So people see you and say, oh my gosh, you changed so much. Whether they're saying it in a good way or a bad way, you have changed a lot in 2024. And you are like almost a new person, But you're definitely someone who introduced a lot of new things, ideas, and methods. It could have been healing methods, the way I was bringing that up a lot. It could have been dating methods, kind of energy, It could have been therapy methods. It could have been anything like that. It could have been healthcare, body care, physical care, energy. It could have been a new routine in the morning. You could have changed things up, got more products to use or less products to use. You came up with a specific self-care routine that made you feel comfortable getting up every day and made you feel more confident. Those are new things you incorporate into your life that makes your life better, flow smoothly, which is what was coming through the 6 of Swords. So I love how your reading definitely resonated with what you guys got, okay? And some of you could have also been called to, I don't know, if you felt called to another group, then watch it, because I use another word that is a synonym of innovator, and that's, I don't know who's going to get it. So if you feel called to another group, watch another group. You can watch both, okay? Thankfully, this one wasn't that long, so you could watch it. So you put a lot of time into yourself. You invest a lot in yourself, in your body, your mind, your soul. Like I said, spiritual enlightenment and evolution. There's something here about spirit playing a big part in your life this year, because we had a lot of numbers, but also the Judgment card and the Lovers card featuring 2 angels represents divine intervention. I also just saw 1919. So a lot of serendipity moments. You could have been someone who didn't really see angel numbers before, and you started seeing them a lot this year. But there's just something about that coming through for you guys. If you're here with me, group 1, I didn't pull any oracle for you, so we're going to pull that real quick. Pull a few cards to see what was coming through for you guys. What was your overall energy this year? My group 1s, please, your overall energy. We have hope. How cute. We have hope. We have faithfulness. So a lot about faith, about hope. It's giving religion, spirituality. Yeah. We have sighs. So there could have been a lot to sigh about in your life this year. We have surprise. There could have been a lot of surprises, things you weren't expecting. Okay. And then we have messengers. You could have received a message from somebody. You could have received a message from somebody that you weren't expecting. It could have been a message for a job. It could have been a DM is what I'm hearing as well. A DM from someone. Dating app is also what I'm getting as well. But messenger is getting someone reached out to you that led to something, you know. They had a message to give you. So like I said, it could have been correspondence. It could have been a response back from a job you've been waiting for. I'm hearing overseas correspondence as well. So maybe some of you kind of enter into something or applied for a job or school overseas and you got the call back that you made it, you know. There's something about waiting for in anticipation at the door. Because I'm getting like a package. When we order a package, we can't wait for it to come. You know, we're excited, you know. So now I'm going to leave you reading right there. That's all that I have. At the bottom of this deck, we also have young woman. So you could have met a young woman. You are this young woman, but there's something here about you being, I'm hearing into society. You could have been like someone who went back into society and incorporated yourself into everyday life, or you could have incorporated yourself into society. You're more social is basically what I'm saying, you know, if that makes sense. I'm just like society, you know. Society. The Joker could have been important as well. Joker 2 did come out this year. But anyway, I'm gonna leave the reading right there. Like, I hope the reading resonated. Okay. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. I hope you had a beautiful, wonderful Christmas, okay? Whenever you're watching this. And hope you have a gorgeous new year. But check out Anwar White, because there could have been a lot about love coming through in your year this year. But love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose group 2, thumbnail image 2, number 2, however you got here, welcome to your reading. Before I started your reading, I was getting the cards read and they fell all over the place. Your life could have been falling apart this year. The topic of today's reading is your overall energy of 2024. Who were you the most, or who you perceived as, or what were you perceived as the most, I could say as well. So what did you embody the most this year, and how are you perceived the most, essentially? Like, I got this idea like a week ago, and I've been trying so hard to articulate it in the way that it was coming to me, but it wasn't coming out right. So I had to write down a bunch of different ways to say what I'm basically trying to say. So 2024, it's the end of the year now. Based on what you did most of the year, how you perceived the most this year, you know, what is like your word or theme of the year of your 2024 based on how other people are viewing you. You know, I'm just saying things and writing them down. Your theme. Because I wrote, if you could see my notes and the way I was trying to make this fit or be more palatable, it was like mad stuff, child. Okay, I'm seeing 111, but like I said, the cards were falling all over the place, so there could have been something here about your life falling apart. And then we have a 10 of Wands coming through here, so there's like a lot of weight on your shoulders. You were carrying around a lot of baggage and worries this year, and that is how you were perceived the most. Something that you were going through was like weighing on you, and it could be seen like physically. So it's getting like bags under your eyes. You're always like walking really slow, or walking like you just are tired and heavy and weighed down, is essentially the vibe of the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands always gives me like physical wear and tear. You know, like you are physically worn down and tired, you know, broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. That song is coming through by, I forget her name, Andre. Rise up. So there's something here about everything falling down, so you could rise up, you know. So even though things may have been falling apart, it didn't keep you down, you know. You were still fighting, which is definitely something that I was going to say, you know, because there was something here about when I was picking up the cards, a phrase came into my mind, but I can't remember what it is now. Interesting. Don't call it a comeback. That's what it was. Don't call it a comeback, you know. That's what was coming through when I was picking up the cards. And there's also something else that was coming through. You get knocked down, but I'll get up again. That song's coming through as well. So there's something here about that. You were knocked down, you got back up, you know? So let's see what cards actually come through for you guys. What was my group two's overall energy in 2024? What did they embody the most? How are they perceived the most? You have the Six of Wands. Exactly. There was a victory. You overcame something. There was victory over your tribes, your troubles. And I feel like I already know what you guys are going to get, okay? Because I wrote down different prompts or different words for how you could have been perceived this year to kind of make it more cohesive so you could really understand or get like a word or something that describes your year and how people viewed you. I wrote down 3 words. Group 1 got 1, and there's 2 more left. Okay, there's 1, 2 left. Now, based on what I'm already picking up, I feel like I know what word you guys got. But we'll see. So I'm still going to shuffle them. Whichever one falls out is what you guys got. But a Six of Wands overcoming, it's success, okay? There's definitely some success that came through, whether it was career, in life. The Wand does represent your passion project. So what you're passionate about is where you were most passionate in this life, in this year, is where the most work was done, where the most progress was seen, okay? So take it as career if that was where most of your passion was placed. Relationship if that was where most of your passion was placed. School, family, kids, children. There's something about that, or just your dreams and what you want to do, creative endeavors, that kind of energy. Where that was placed is where the most success was had this year, okay? So it's not going to resonate the same for everyone. So take it as it resonates for you. Where did you put most of your energy this year? That is where the success happened. What's happened? That's where the success was had. What the heck? That's crazy. But yeah, this was coming through for you guys. The Six of Wands does also, how can I say, what's the word? It does also represent gaining a lot of followers and success and notoriety is what's coming through. So maybe some of you started a channel, or you started posting on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and you kind of went viral for something and you got a lot of followers, subscribers, more than you had before, That's what the Six of Wands also represents. So maybe you guys are in that influencer energy because we have someone sitting on a high horse and we have people following behind them loyally. So you gain followers, subscribers, whatever is what's coming through for your year. So yeah. And then we have the King of Pentacles. There's something here about, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles, guys. And then we have the Fool. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This reading's going wild, guys. We have the King of Pentacles universe, and we have the Queen of Pentacles universe. You started off the year feeling maybe broken down and tired. That song came through. But like I said, you did not give up. You didn't give up hope. You didn't give up anything. You kept going. You kept fighting. You kept pushing. And now we have the Fool energy. After all this energy of thinking, I'm never going to have no money. I'm never going to have this. I'm going to stay broke forever or in this struggle position forever. We have the Fool, which represents a new beginning, Throwing caution to the wind, doing whatever you want and following where your heart tells you to go. The Fool is not afraid of failure. He's afraid of complacency and being stuck in one place, not experiencing new things. That's what the Fool is scared of. You could have been stuck in this energy of, oh my gosh, the Queen of Pentacles then is scared of being broke and not having a house and not having a career. Maybe some of you struggled with career decisions. You were deciding, should I stay with a regular 9-to-5 job or should I follow my passions? And I do think after failing to get a job or keep a job or, find the passion to keep going and fighting for this regular 9-to-5 job, you finally found the passion to fight for a creative endeavor. That's what's coming through in this card here with the Fool, and then these two more logical, level-headed, grounded signs like, I have to have a 9-to-5 job that's going to give me a 401k and da-da-da-da-da. That's what I've been looking for in life, and that's now that I don't have it, I feel like less than, I feel broke, I feel, broke is heavy on the broke. I'm not laughing, it's not funny, because I understand this wholeheartedly. But it's just like, I feel like I'm not a failure, essentially, If you're not making money, what am I doing kind of energy. Nothing's happening, nothing's working. You weren't working, could have been at the beginning of the year. You were, And then all of a sudden, new hope came, rang true, rang anew, whatever you want to. Y'all rhymers out here, y'all do poetry, y'all do spoken word, but that's kind of coming through a little bit. Where you think when you're not doing anything, you're getting like a helper energy where you're kind of complacent or stuck. You feel less than because you're not doing anything. And those people are like people who can't sit still, who can't stay home for too long, who can't not have a job, not work, not help, not be of service. So we can have some Virgos here. I'm hearing Aquarius as well. That could be coming through. I'm hearing Scorpio. Geminis. They're restless. I'm hearing Aries as well when they're not doing anything. So all those could kind of tie into your birth chart, sun, moon, rising, north node. Okay. When you're sitting down not doing anything, you feel like low. You feel like you're just, the world's on your shoulder. You don't know what to do. But there was something that rang anew in your life this year with the zero card. You started from the beginning and it ended up with you becoming successful in something. Okay. So what else is coming through for my group twos? What was their overall energy in 2024? We have the Seven of Pentacles, putting in the work, investing, maybe using a lot of your savings or saving money, learning how to save. That could be something that's coming through as well. Learning how to save or learning how to invest in yourself and believe in yourself is what I'm getting as well. Learning how to sell yourself maybe, because that's the biggest thing about being an influencer, learning how to sell yourself, because anyone can sell like a product, but learning how to make people come back for you and not the content or the product that you sell. Like if you were to not have a product or anything, they would still follow you blindly. That is hard to cultivate, okay? That's the difference between an influencer and a content creator. Are you a content creator or influencer? You guys are giving me an influencer because you put in the time and because you're very authentic, okay? That's what's coming through for you guys. And that was a big thing that was going around earlier in the year, like a few months ago with, I forget her name, but she's like a Black content creator who lost mad weight. And she was like rebelling against her fans and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're fake and da da da. And she was like how everybody likes to come at influencers for certain things. And then a whole bunch of other influencers are saying there's a difference, honey, between influencers and content creators. You're a content creator. You're not an influencer. You just speak and you have a big following. I'm like, oh, shots fired. Is her name Fanita or something like that? I think that's her. She like had a big hullabaloo because she's like giving mean girl energy. And all her people were following her because she's funny and she's loud and she was advocating for the big girls and she lost weight and started hanging out with, more people of not her color and like just being a big mean bully essentially, It's like the person who is when they're bigger, you not feel sorry for them, but you can relate to them more. But as soon as someone loses weight, they lose their relatability, and that's kind of what she did because she started kind of bashing against the people who were supporting her from jump and saying, y'all just jealous, da da da. And it's like, no, we're not jealous. We're just like wondering why you flipped the switch so fast and so quick. And then she was like, just had a whole big thing. People were saying, girl, you don't sell anything. No one follows you to see what you're doing next. They're just following you for a quick laugh. You're a content creator. We watch your content. You're not an influencer. That's what's coming through. You guys are doing the opposite of that. You ring true, you stay true, and you're always relatable no matter what you do or how your life changes. And that's something that is like how people are viewing you the most. That they're just like, wow, that person, I would buy something from them. I would be influenced. They're not just here to create content. They teach me something. Whatever they say and do makes me want to come back. That's how you're perceived. If you are someone who creates content, which is mostly what's coming through. So if you don't, this reading may not be for you. If it is, stick around and we'll see what comes through. But here we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is giving more luxury, more wealth, more stability in your life. So we have, because you didn't give up and put in the work, with the Seven of Pentacles here, you finally reach a place of complacency, not even complacency. What is it? Comfortability is what I meant to say. But complacency is something, it's a good feeling to feel as well if you were feeling like unsettled for a while. We were just like, I'm complacent here. I like where things are, Complacent can be seen as bad and good. I do feel like in your instance it became, you always saw it as a bad thing, but it became somewhat of a good thing. I'm also hearing consistency. I think that's what I was trying to say. Consistency, comfortability, maybe complacency as well if it's not triggering you. And then we have Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is like a big pile about money and careers was coming through. You could have been someone who was not having a lot of luck when it came to money or finances or career. And then it became a big thing for your 2024. And that's how people were seeing you went from someone who would have been like everything was falling apart at the beginning of the year. And look, as I say that, you have the Tower. But as we got towards the end of the year, it's like opportunities galore, multiple forms of income, multiple streams of income. I'm hearing streaming, so you could be someone who does streaming. Where do people stream? I don't even know. I'm hearing that guy, it's his name 𝐎𝐩𝐭𝐢𝐨𝐬. Maybe you're somewhat of what he does. He brings celebrities on his show. I know nothing of him. I just heard of him. And they play games for like 24 hours straight, I think is what his thing is. And he's like very big on certain parts of social media, depending on what you want to watch. Wherever you are, where you dwell, whether it's beauty, whether it's fashion, whether it's gaming, whether it's tarot, whether it's food, mukbangs, whatever it is, whether it's storytelling, whether it's family content, whatever you do, people like to watch you. They feel like you're a comfort to them. Like when you eat something and it's comfortable, they come back every time because they feel that sense of comfortability with you. You could also be someone who's very consistent in what you do, and they always know to expect a video from you kind of energy. And like I said, that consistency as well as the comfortability people feel in you is what keeps them coming back every time. Also hearing relatability. So you could be someone who's very relatable, like I said, which is what Fanita ended up not being when she lost weight, But yeah, at the bottom of you have the Tower energy. So it's like everything was falling apart, and then it started falling into place. Things were not falling apart. They were falling into place is what I'm hearing for you guys in your year 2024. So people were seeing you go through ups and downs, but I do believe now that we're at the end of the year, you're definitely in a place where you're more comfortable. Okay. I'm hearing the fruits of your labor. Things coming to fruition, manifestation as well. That is what the Ace of Pentacles represents. Manifestation. Things coming to be. We have 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Like a lot of money started coming your way. Big money, little money. Red leather, yellow leather. Maybe somebody bought red leather, yellow leather. I don't know. But maybe those colors are important. Red is grounded energy. It's the root chakra. So you may have felt more rooted and grounded in who you were, more sure of yourself, more confident. It's easy to lose your self-confidence when you're not making any money or you're not working or not doing anything. But that doesn't define who you are as a person. Just because you're not working, it doesn't make you worthless. It's something you could have maybe had to grapple with this year. And now your confidence has come back. But I do think along the way, even though the money did come, you had to learn that you are still full of worth. Even though you may not have all the money in the world. That's not all your worth. Your job, what you do for people. You as a person on your own. Like I said, if you were to leave and stop selling something and tell your people, I don't have any more products, whatever, they will still follow you. Because it was never about that. It was never about what you did for them or what you had to give. It was always about who you were as a person, And that's something that was coming through big for you in your year, which could have led, like I said, you started selling yourself, and that was something that is, I'm hearing, invaluable. So the money will always be coming in because no money is ever enough to kind of constitute to what you're worth. Okay, bars, mic drop, period. Some of you could really be singers and writers here as well because I just keep getting those references, okay? So what did you embody the most this year? This is a different prompt. It's going to come out. We have Knight of Cups. Not feeling so hard. Not letting everything go to heart. Because the Knight of Cups is like a very sensitive soul. And that's what's coming through. That song from Lion King. I'm a sensitive soul, though I've seen thick-skinned. You're somewhat of a sensitive soul. You try to come off as thick-skinned, or you think you're thick-skinned, but you're really not, okay? You could have had to come and let down your walls a little bit and be very vulnerable this year, and that made people see you in a new light is what's coming through for me as well. Let your guard down and stop taking everything to heart is what I'm getting as well. Maybe you also put romance on the back burner. You decentered men, women, whatever you're into, because the Knight of Cups didn't want to come out in reverse, and that's what I think of. The Knight of Cups is like the Knight in shining armor, dating, I love you, sending texts, infatuation, just very much love focused. And with it coming out in reverse, you were very much not love focused this year. You were focused on yourself and your self-worth. And now you're rolling in dough, rolling money. You have a stable income is what I'm getting. You don't have to be rich because that's not, going to be relatable or real reality for everyone. Everyone's not going to have become rich in like 1 year, but it's giving things getting better financially for you. Okay, boom. Now the Knight of Cups in reverse is definitely giving you're not focused on love. What did you embody the most this year? We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I do believe you learn how to balance things in your life as well. You know, your time and your energy. Maybe you had to come up with a specific schedule, and that's something you have to stick to. And instead of kind of like stretching yourself too thin, you stuck to the schedule. You know, because the Two of Pentacles upright is kind of like trying to balance work and life and work and play. The Two of Pentacles in reverse is giving you have mastered that. So there could have been something here about you working a lot, but also still knowing how to go out and have fun, okay? So you weren't in the house. You weren't stuck. You weren't shackled and bound. You know, you was in the streets out here, okay? This year, yeah, you was in these streets. But you was also working, making that money. So you had a perfect work-life and work-play balance this year. It's how you were also seen. People say, girl, did you just come from work and what? I'm still out here twerking in the club, okay? Period. I'm still out here with my man, hanging with my friends. Work is not going to stop me from living my life. There we go. That's what you were embodying this year. The perfect balance as well. Maybe before you were working too much and dedicating your life too much to work that it became your whole identity. And when you lost it, you didn't know who you were. Now you're balancing that, like I said before, realizing that you working, not working, whatever, you're still worthy of everything you ever desire in life. Because society will have us thinking, see, society is the problem, guys, I tell you. But have you thinking that because you don't have a job, you're worthless, useless. It's like, that's a lie. You're still a person who deserves all the love in the world. Yes, you do, okay? But now, how will they perceive the most? What was the theme of their year? I feel called to ask that since it came through in your reading. What was the theme of my group 2's year? Please, Spirit, what was the theme of their year? What was the theme of their year? Group 2. Almost called you group 3. So group 3, you could have been called a group 3. We have, wow, we have the Four of Wands. We have the Star. Okay, Four of Wands, stability. Maybe some of you got married, settled down, and love is something you were kind of learning how to balance. This new marriage and work and life and play and friends and family with this new marriage that happened in your life. You were trying to balance that as well. But your theme of the year was stability. Learning how to believe in yourself and ground yourself in your energy. And also celebrate your wins, no matter how small or how big. Celebrate yourself is what also was coming through. Celebrate yourself with your friends, your lover, your partner, no matter how small things are. The day-to-day things are the things that we should celebrate the most. Those are the things that happen the most frequently, you know? Yeah, of course, a raise or a baby or whatever, but learn to celebrate everything in your life. That could have been something. Be grateful for all the things. We have the Star energy, which is tying into the Six of Wands. These two cards coming out do also confirm or reaffirm what I was saying about you being in the limelight or people wanting to follow behind you because you shine brighter than everyone else, okay? That is also the theme of your year. You learn how to shine and stand in this power and not shy away from people looking at you or wanting to be around you kind of energy. Because the two kings and queens that want to come out for you is the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. And those are very more modest and humble queens. They don't like to, you know, gallivant and show off and be the center of attention. But sometimes that's your lease in life. That's your lot of fortune. Depending on what your lot of fortune could be. Maybe some of you have Leo lot of fortunes, you know, or where you're supposed to be in the limelight, or even Aquarius lot of fortunes, which is definitely an energy of the Star card, right? The Aquarius, you're a trailblazer. You definitely stick out apart from the crowd, okay? We have Page of Wands. Okay, so there is something here about you starting a new business or going on a new endeavor financially. So starting a new job, new business, new career kind of energies was coming through, which was definitely coming through already. So you got a new job opportunity. You found something that was able to make you money based on you selling yourself, you know. Maybe you promoted a product. I also know on TikTok a lot of things went viral, and maybe you could have hopped on the trend of, you know, making that thing go viral. And where everyone else fell off after that thing went viral and they got a little bit of money and a little bit of followers, your following actually stuck around because you have like a true light that shines from within, and people want to know you without, who cares about the product? We don't care about that. We stayed for you. Is essentially what I just heard, okay? And then we have the Tower. So the theme of your year was definitely, like I said, destruction. But like I said, it wasn't, things didn't fall apart. They fell into place. That's what these two cards are representing. They didn't fall apart, they fell into place. What happens with the Tower is the things that we do not need anymore, that do not serve us anymore, fall away. So the things that do can. And the Judgment card, like I said, in group 1, so some of you could have been called to group 1, does tie into and remind me of people following you blindly. Because we have the messenger angel here, Gabriel, who's calling the people, and it's their judgment day, and they're following him. They're rising up with him, you know? So there could have been a few people who you had a spiritual awakening with, or there's people who followed you on your healing journey who are now ride or dies for you because they were there when you were falling apart, and now they're here when you're kind of like thriving, you know? Ride or die people, whether it's fans, subscribers, followers, friends, people in your life, it doesn't matter. Y'all have some ride or dies with y'all. That's never going to leave y'all, okay? That's your theme as well. So your theme could have been like friendship or connection. You know, it doesn't always have to be love. It could have been a love connection, but it's not overwhelming. Like I said, you put love to the side on the back burner, the Tower. Yeah, you definitely, like, you know, roll with the punches. Whatever happened in life, it went really well. It didn't keep you down for long. Let me hurry up because y'all are going over the time that I allotted for everybody. So what is coming through for my group 2s, please, Spirit? Their overall energy for 2024. We have despair. So there were moments of despair in your 2024 for sure. I hate this card though, because this is a guy holding a thing to his head, and I don't like that. We have servant. That's what I said. You just wanted to serve and work, but you may have not been able to. You could have been like a servant or a cleaner or a worker, and you kind of left the job and you got fired from the job or something, and then you felt worthless. Maybe you already felt worthless because people who are seen as cleaners and janitors and whatever, custodians, are seen as like lesser than. You could have felt that way about yourself, but that's how you viewed it before, but you kind of found strength in work is work. Honest work is honest work, okay? What else is coming through for you guys? We have malady. So maybe some of you could have been sick. You found out you had a long-term illness this year. Or you could have had COVID. I don't know. That's the only big sickness going around. It could have been like a sickness we hear about all the time. Diabetes, cancer. I'm hearing sickle cell. There's something else that's coming through that starts with a C. But it's not fully coming through. So some of you could have a disease that starts with a C. I heard syphilis. Okay, interesting. We have a gift. There's something here. You learned that you were the gift in people's lives, and you could have gotten a gift as well, a very extravagant gift. It could have been jewelry because there's jewelry in this card here. Now I'm going to do these 2 pieces and see which one comes out for you. Do we have one that wants to come out for my group 2s? We do. You guys got that one. Let's see what it says. And it freaking was. I knew it, guys. I knew it. I should have said it because I knew it would have been 100% right. You guys got powerhouse. I knew it was going to come out as soon as I saw the 6 of Wands. You got powerhouse, okay? So someone who accumulated strong amounts of power throughout the year. Okay, no. Someone who accumulated strong amounts of power and influences throughout the year. You tore down walls. Nothing could hold you back. A person or a thing of great energy, strength, or power. That is you. You get back down. You get knocked down, but I get up again. You know, don't call it a comeback kind of energy. You were the powerhouse this year. That's what you came through as the most this year. I knew it. As soon as I got that first card, I'm like, that's what they're going to get. Yeah. I didn't want to spoil it if you want to be a surprise what word you guys got. Or else I would have said it, you know? Or I could have wrote it down on a piece of paper and showed you that paper at the end to prove that you were going to get that one. Whatever, it's not that serious. But I was right. Just in case anybody wants to know, let me stop. Yeah. A powerhouse is someone who cannot be broken down. Someone who can't be beaten. A powerhouse in music is someone whose voice cannot be outsung. Their voice is like so loud and belty that no one could keep them down and not hear them. They could speak over any din. They can sing over any din. You could always hear them. They're always going to be there. They're strong. They're sturdy. That's that root chakra. Once you're grounded, no one can knock you down, child. That's you, powerhouse. I love this for you guys. This is so cute. But you did accumulate lots of power this year and influence. Because I don't know why I wrote someone who accumulated strong amounts of power when I was writing this down. And then something just hit me and said to write and influence. And that's what you guys got. If you could even see that properly. power, and you see and influence in the smallest little writing. Don't mind my chicken scratch. I was writing quickly at work and trying not to get caught, y'all, okay? But the idea hit me and I had to write it down before I forgot it. So yeah, you guys got powerhouse because you overcame so much this year. It's just like nothing can keep you down. You're a powerful being. Exactly, like an angel or a guide. This is why people follow behind you, because you have that light inside of you. The Tower couldn't even keep you down, which is the most destructive card in the deck. Like, who are you, group 2? Let me know. And if you felt called to go watch another group, go do that. There may be messages in there for you guys there. But yeah, there's something here about you serving humanity, maybe with the servant card. Or like I said, there's something here about you guys having like a very job that's looked down upon or not seen as the best or the most, is not held to a high esteem. And it could have messed with your self-esteem. Okay? But I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. I'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. It's my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas as well, for those who celebrate Christmas, or happy holidays for those of you who celebrate holidays at the end of the year. Okay? But happy holidays and happy new year. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3 or the number 3, however you got here, welcome to your reading. Today we'll be going over, where did I put the paper? Like I brought it in here not to use it. How rude. Today we're going to be going over your overall energy of 2024. What did you embody the most? How were you perceived the most? The theme of your year, essentially. So when this idea came to me, it came to me in fragments, and I understood what the message was coming through as, but I didn't understand how to make you guys understand it, if that makes sense. So essentially, how are you perceived the most this year based on what happened at the beginning of the year to now? How did people view you? Okay, or how did they see you change? What did they see you go through? You know, the energies you embody the most kind of energy is what I'm trying to get into in this reading today. So we're going to see what comes through, honestly. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles, okay? So there's something here about financial security, securing the bag. Could have been what year 2024 was all about. The energy people saw you embody the most, working hard. And I don't even think it's about like working hard, but building upon what you've already amassed. So it's like, you had a business already. Now this year was about making, I'm hearing profits, dividends, you know, making things more profitable for you, learning how to save money, maybe do more things using less money, hiring more employees, more help. You were building a business, because the King of Pentacles is not only about having his own money and being financially secure, he's also about running a business kind of energy. He's a CEO. So that is what people saw you embody the most this year, building upon your money. And the money was already there, because the King of Pentacles already has the money, but he's coming up with new ideas to make more of it, okay? So I do think this year was more about doing what was comfortable to you and like building upon what you've already had, because under that we have the Fool in reverse, and the Fool's all about new experiences, doing new things to get new results. The fact that it's coming out in reverse means you were doing the same old things, just like I said, building blocks. There was already a foundation, there was already a house, now you're furnishing the house. If that could be like a better example to help you understand it, you know, you weren't building from the ground up, but you were just building upon something, you know, maybe redoing your room in the house, but you already have a house, you know. You already have a business, but you were rebranding. Maybe you were seeking, advice or results from people, the way businesses like branch out with content creators or influencers to help their products reach bigger audiences. They already have an amassed business and established business. They're just using other people to build upon that, to, you know, get the word out kind of energy is what's coming through for you guys. So let's see what cards come out for you guys. What energy did my group 3s embody the most this year based on how people are viewing them? Their overall energy. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing a song by Demi Lovato. I just keep changing my colors. I'm not in the same place that I was. If somebody told me I go back to my old ways. There's something here about you not going back to your old ways. So, I don't know what that means or what that has to do with anything, but the Six of Cups is an energy of comfortability. I've been there, done that, things that I've done before, things that I've mastered, people I know, people I'm comfortable with, and energy that I like to do and I'm comfortable with. So you could have been going out of your comfort zone this year, you know? Like I said, branching out to people, asking them for collabs, asking them for help. I'm relying on other people. And I think that's a scary thing about like business or having your own business or having workers, is that you have to rely on someone other than yourself. Of course, you know, you can get the job done, but now the fact is, can they get the job done without you having to be there breathing down their neck, asking them, are you did this, did you do that, did you do that? So maybe you've been putting more faith in your workers this year, you know, if you are someone who has a business. Or you've been putting more faith in other people is what I'm getting as well. Going out of your comfort zone. We have the Seven of Cups. Wow. We have the Six and then the Seven of Cups for your overall energy. Let me just get some more cards so this doesn't become too long. The Seven of Cups is all about having lots of choices and not really knowing what to do. So maybe you did have a lot of options in front of you, or you were brainstorming is what I'm hearing. Brainstorming is literally the accumulation of ideas, right? You're putting down what's going to work for you, what you want to try, what you will never try, kind of energy. Who would you want to work with and collab with? What do you want to do for yourself? If it's not about business at all, even though I keep coming back to that, it's something about making ideas, making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Interesting. Christmas time is coming through, so maybe Christmas time was a big time for you. Maybe it could have been, especially if you have a business. That's when people are buying things the most, right? It could have been a very prosperous time for you this Christmas, or this past Christmas, because Christmas is gone but when I'm filming this. Merry Christmas to you guys. Maybe Merry belated Christmas, I don't know. But yeah, there could be something here about Christmas time being very efficient for you. You're making a list, getting things done. I'm also hearing Black Friday. So Black Friday to Christmas time could have been very lucrative for you guys. But the Seven of Cups in general in life is about making lists and checking it twice and deciding which priorities come first. Because the Seven of Cups, we can't do everything. You know what I mean? But we can do certain things. So you were coming up with things that you would want to do and things you would never do. You know? So what was their overall energy in 2024? Please, Spirit, their overall energy, my group threes. We have the Two of Wands. Yeah, branching out. Exploring new horizons. I wanted to say expanding your horizons. So exploring new horizons, expanding your horizons, making plans was essentially what I was saying. You're making a list, making plans, checking it twice. That's what you've been doing this year. And like I said, you weren't making plans like for things that you were starting from the ground up, or you were just now beginning. These are things that you had already put time and energy, effort into. The seeds were already planted. The seeds were already grown into buds. They were grown into plants, and now you are tending to those plants to make sure they don't die, kind of energy. So the plants were already fully grown. Now you're pruning them. Now you're watering them. Now you're picking out the weeds to make sure they stay 30, 40, and thriving, essentially, is what I'm hearing. So maybe some of you turned 30 this year. 30, 40, and thriving. Happy belated birthday to you guys. Interesting. I'm hearing Capricorn, so you were very much in that energy of I'm doing only the things that work for me and make my life easier. The people, surrounding myself with people who only make my life easier. That kind of energy is what's coming through. So you already know nonsense, no BS this year is what's coming through with that Capricorn energy. Okay, so what was their overall energy in 2024? Please, Spirit, their overall energy. How are they perceived the most this year, this 2024? Their overall energy, Spirit, please. Their overall energy, my group threes. We have Page of Wands. And look, the King of Pentacles didn't want to come out. We had a lot of cards come up, and then these cards went to fall out too. We don't have time for all this. We have the Page of Wands. Interesting. I'm hearing trusting your gut. Trusting your gut feeling. When it comes to incoming messages, that's what I'm getting. Because the pages do represent messengers. It represents receiving correspondence from people. Maybe you're receiving a lot of messages from people, whether you could be a reader, a tarot reader, and you were receiving a lot of inquiries from people. Or you're, like I said, a small business and you were receiving a lot of inquiries from people. I do feel like when it tends when it comes to people who are new or just getting things off the ground, people tend to want to take advantage of them. And I do feel like you were in an energy of trying to, like I said, be very serious, Capricornian, and be taken seriously in, I'm hearing congested field or area. So whatever you do, whatever you've been doing for career, or where you've been focusing your energy the most is where you've been wanting to be taken seriously, okay? The King of Pentacles is definitely coming from being less immature, essentially, and being more mature about your money kind of energy. We have the Hermit card coming out of your shell. Letting people in could have been a big theme of your year as well. Then we have the Fool, like I said, not doing what's anything new, sticking with your old routine, but kind of maybe tinkering it to make it fit better to what you're doing now. Not overhauling. So it's like maybe your business wasn't going well. It's not what you wanted to do, was how you were doing it. So it wasn't the idea of what you wanted your business to be. Like, okay, for example, you wanted to be a singer, but it wasn't working. Maybe it was how you were going about trying to become a singer, not that you weren't meant to be a singer, period, you know? That is what's coming through as well. We have the Devil in reverse. So definitely negative thought patterns is what's coming through as well. Not believing in yourself. There could be something here about obsessions, addictions, attachments, or blind spots is what I'm hearing. Maybe you have a lot of blind spots that you weren't aware of, and that's what you were becoming aware of in 2024. That's what the Page of Wands in reverse is coming through as. Not being so immature, not being so butthurt over maybe negative correspondence, people saying people turning you down. You're just saying, maybe I'm not ready. You know what they say? Rejection is divine protection. So that wasn't for me. Instead of thinking I'm the problem, something's wrong with me, it's just like, oh, the opportunity wasn't for me. Thankfully it went by, because it could have turned out bad. And then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So your early year was definitely about growing up, maturing, releasing maybe negative obsessive or attachment issues you had with someone. Releasing that could definitely be a thing. You are learning how to be more mature this year and letting go of things that do not serve you, and instead of thinking of it as like a punishment, you were thinking of it as a lesson learned, is a big thing that's coming through for me. And look, we have the freaking Six of Swords, and because you made that decision to move on from troubled waters to smooth sailing, we have the Three of Wands, where now the plans you were making here can finally move forward to you taking action towards those things. You're out of the planning stage and now you're moving towards something, so you were finally able to make things happen or travel somewhere, and it's because you were releasing something. So you were releasing a lot of baggage this year. It could have been friends, lovers, all that, like I said, negative thought patterns and disbeliefs, or certain beliefs you've had about yourself or other people or business or money. Hearing scarcity mindset. There's something here about that coming through as well. A lot of that was being released this year, and people were seeing you like change in front of them and just become really serious about you, your time, your money, and all of those things. Very interesting. I'm getting the vibe of letting go of, because negativity, of course, people who only hold you back, keep you bound and shackled, is definitely what the Devil card represents. Maybe you were becoming celibate or abstinent, and putting men in relationships to the side, or sneaky links or situationships to the side, and you were just focusing on being more mature and more serious. Not saying that sneaky links and situationships are unserious and immature, but they tend to be, depending on how you go about them. It's something about not being able to form healthy relationships or connections with people, or being codependent and not asserting boundaries when it comes to certain people, so you allow them to use you. And now you were very much in energy. And it's funny how I was mentioning Capricorn energy, then we have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy coming out. That's very much about setting firm boundaries when it comes to those things, seeing through people's BS straight away. Like, I know you're only here to play games, leave me alone. I'm not here for that. That could have been a thing. So you were letting go of these, I'm hearing shallow connections, and like I said, situationships are not always immature, but there's something here about you maturing and becoming someone who knows themselves. Maybe you stopped like having a bunch of different hookups with people, because the Seven of Cups can represent that, having a lot of different emotional entanglements or being pulled in many different directions emotionally, and you just decided to cut out all those things off and make things more simple for yourself, with the Six of Swords coming through here. So you made your life less difficult this year and moved on from things that were kind of holding you back. Negative thought patterns, negative people, negative situations, So now I'm going to see, what did you embody the most this year? We're going to ask that question. What did my group threes embody the most this year? What did my group threes embody the most this year? I'm hearing drinking more water. So that could be something that you change about your routine. You started drinking more water, taking care of yourself, your physical health. I'm hearing to tell you could have been attracted or called to another pile, and if you were, go watch it. If you were called to all three, then watch all three. How were you, and what did you embody the most? We have Ace of Swords. So healthier communications, boundaries is also what's coming through. So healthier communication patterns, thought processes, being very clear about what you wanted. No lying. No, I'm hearing sleight of hand, okay? I'm hearing five-finger discounting, so maybe some of you stopped doing that if some of you were doing that. I'm hearing scamming, so maybe you knew people who were scamming in order to have a better life and be released from that toxicity. Because people who do those things are going to have a lot of bad karma coming their way. If you're around them when that happens, you're going to get some of the shrapnel, you know, going to get hit with it if you are in the way when those things come back and bite you in the butt. So you could have been trying to live an honest life. Maybe some of you were living life of crime or living with people who did so, or hooking up with people who did so. You thought it was cute. The way some people think it's cute to deal with these ghetto people who be out here scamming and stuff, and ghetto hood rats, and what do they call them? YBs, I think so they call them. These ghetto guys out here that don't give a flying fluddle about you, but y'all thought was cute to mess with, but it really isn't in the long run. Because what can they do for you? You know? That's what maturing is, realizing those people have nothing to offer you, okay? So definitely maturing. Maybe some of you are more younger in this group, early 20s, still, you know, late teens, 19s, 18s, and you're still messing with these YBs. I don't even know what that means, guys. Like, that's such a, whatever, it's such a alpha or Generation Z term. I just hear it through passing, but I have no idea what it actually means or comes out to. It shows that I'm getting old, chops. These new terms I'll be having, I don't know what they mean. But if there's something here about you, it's like giving the Sky Jackson situation where she had so much potential in her life. She was on Jesse, she made her little money, but then she ended up getting impregnated by a guy who has 3 baby mamas, 3 kids, and you're gonna be the 4th or 7th baby mama. Like, Sky, really? This is what we're doing with ourselves? You know what I mean? The way people say girls who grew up in certain households where they didn't really have a prominent male figure end up getting into situations with men where they are being used, because there's codependency there from them not having a strong or present male figure in their life. They're always chasing these men who are always going to leave them eventually. And people don't understand the psychology behind it, or should I say these women do not understand the psychology behind it, because they're still in that victim mode, that devil energy of being stuck and trapped and bound to certain practices or beliefs or behaviors, and they don't understand what they're actually doing is only going for men who are emotionally available because they don't believe they deserve love or something along those lines. You know, so maybe some of you are finally getting out of that fog with the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups also represents daydreaming, being stuck in your head, cloudy judgment, you know, so that could be something that you guys are overcoming as well. I'm not too much on y'all. I'm just saying what comes through. If it doesn't resonate, leave it alone. Don't get upset. Don't get angry or triggered by something that has nothing to do with you. Boom. Now, we have the Page of Cups. Interesting. So I am hearing something about having healthier connections and boundaries. Okay, so dating is what I'm hearing. Dating people, actually having crushes, and not just finding someone hot or sexy and jumping into bed with them and then, you know, just hooking up with them and settling for that. You find someone you like, you have a little crush, they ask you out, you guys date, and you start building upon that, and not just having hookups. And that kind of hookup culture is out the door for you guys in this year. You're being seen as someone who's opening up themselves emotionally to actually be hurt. That's the only way you could actually fall in love, is to open yourself up to be potentially hurt, because there's no way you can give your heart to someone and fall in love without the risk of not getting your heart back and it being broken, you know? So you were in your soft girl era, soft boy era, where you were like actually having crushes and letting these guys, like, you know, take you out, you know what I mean? Take you out to dinner, you know what I mean? Like waiting for the 3rd date to do anything, even kiss, some things like that. It's like going back to that innocence, which is what Page of Cups always represents for me. And then we have High Priestess in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so usually the High Priestess represents your intuition being on 1,100. What I'm getting for you guys is you guys letting down those walls, because the High Priestess is also someone who keeps secrets. So you were definitely being more transparent about maybe your triggers, your wounds, the things you've been through in childhood kind of energy. You were being more emotionally vulnerable with people around you or with yourself, doing shadow work, doing a deep dive on why do you do the things you do, if they were causing trouble in your life, you know. That's what the High Priestess represents for me. Putting down that wall between the 5D and the 3D and figuring out how to be those things together, you know, because this is giving me people or someone who's like not disjointed but torn in two, or they have like split personalities, or they're code switching. So in some circles they're very highly intuitive, they're very smart, very intellectual, but then when it comes to being with guys, they play the very ditzy, brainless role, when they are people who are very intelligent, but there's just something about wanting to bow down or submit to a guy. It's like the High Priestess is definitely a strong, fierce, divine feminine, where she always gives me the vibe of, I'm getting like I don't know if it's a character in a show, but like someone who has like a shadow blade that will literally let the shadow blade, they don't have to touch it with their hands, just with their energy, they'll cut you down a few pegs. That's what the High Priestess gives me sometimes. That's what she's coming through as in this instance, where you're gonna stop letting people like cut you down or cut you to the quick or make you feel bad, or stop acting ditzy and, you know, brainless, mindless around these men, and start, you know, being this assertive, fierce feminine or fierce masculine around these men or women, whichever you date, is what I'm getting as well. So we have a little bit of career coming through, we have a little bit of romance coming through. You were just someone who was, you know, diving through the murky waters and trying to find more peace in your life in general, and that starts with figuring out what is disturbing your peace in the first place. Okay, that's what y'all were doing this year. So I'm going to pull some cards from this. Ooh, we have a card already from this deck here. We have Old Woman. See, this is High Priestess energy. Knowing what's best for you and maturing. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Getting mature. Here we have Foe. So there could have been people in your life who you were, like I said, leaving behind because they were always dramatic or always taking away from you and your energy, or they were never rooting for you. They were never actually on your side. Like I said, they were doing shady business dealings, and by you, people, it is 100% true that you are what you eat. The friends you hang around with, birds of a feather flock together. So if all you are hanging around with scammers and YBs and people who are not serious about their life, you're going to be slumped into that category. Now, if you want to start being taken seriously, you have to remove yourself from those people, okay? That could have been something you were learning this year. I'm hearing ringing in my left ear, so that could be something for some of you. Could have been getting a lot of downloads this year as well, spiritually, which is the High Priestess energy. You could have been getting a lot of downloads. You could have been being prompted to grow spiritually, and you were running away from it, you know, or just dipping your toes in it because you weren't fully High Priestess with it coming out in reverse, but you were Page of Cups, which is dipping your toe in spirituality or shadow work, healing, that kind of energy. Now we have love. So love could have been important this year for you guys. Some of you fell in love, like I said, or opened yourself up to love. And then at the bottom of the deck we have service. So maybe some of you were of service to people, or like I said, you have businesses that you were offering your services to other people. That's what was coming through for you guys. Let's get some more cards. What was the theme of your year? What was the theme of their year? Please, Spirit, my group 3s, what was the theme of their year? What is something brightening? Yeah, your life being more bright, less dark, less murky, less unsure, because I'm pretty sure it was just mad dark in the camera, and then all of a sudden it got really bright. So that's something. We have malady, getting rid of the sickness. I'm hearing the cancer in your life. The cancer is something that grows and just harms you in ways you don't even know until it becomes deadly if you're not getting regular checkups. So maybe you were putting your health first, drinking more water, like I was saying. Maybe you were having like a lot of headaches, and that's what the ring in my ears was. You were getting a lot of headaches, and maybe it's because you weren't drinking enough water, taking care of yourself properly. But the more you have certain people around you, the more they become cancers and represent that cancerous energy in your life where they just destroy and destroy, you know. I'm hearing they cloy at you. They make you feel sick, make you feel down, drag you down with them. What was the theme of their year? We have haughtiness, maybe being more selective with your energy, being more I'm hearing egoic. So operating your ego, knowing that certain people are not worth your energy, very Capricornian of you, if I'm being honest. Like, sticking your nose up to certain people. That is a theme of your year as well. Yeah, there's boundaries. Oh Lord. And then we have wife. Maybe you realize you wanted to become a wife and you wanted to be a wife. And in order to be a wife, you have to operate in this energy of wanting to be one. So being open emotionally, being vulnerable, and also being mature. Because you can't be in a marriage married to somebody's daughter, somebody's son, or somebody's child and be immature and not really knowing how you feel and just being always in your emotions, or not knowing how to deal with your emotions or what your emotions are, why you act the way you act, not knowing your blind spots and triggers. That could be something. Maybe some of you became a wife and you learned these blind spots through your husband or your kids or something like that. Maybe some of you had kids for the first time this year. That was your theme. Because not only is she the wife, she's also holding a baby. If you can see, which I'm sure you can because I can see it. That could be something that's coming through. In order to be a wife, you have to kind of boss up and grow up eventually. Or else the marriage isn't going to work. So you could have been called out by some people in your life that, hey, you need to get it together. Or maybe you called your own self out. Who knows? But those are what's coming through the theme of your year. Now, what I did for group 1 and group 2, or just the beginning of this reading in general, I wrote down 3 words that would embody how you were perceived the most this year, or what you went through, how, one word on a piece of paper. Obviously, I already know what you guys got, because of course I did group 1 and group 2 already, but I kind of forgot literally that I had to pick this thing up at the end of the reading. I got really in your energy. So we're going to see, based on what I got in the cards, if your overall energy matches that of what came through in the reading, okay? And I think it does, if I remember correctly what word you guys got. So if you felt called to another group, you should watch it, I think. And I think it says it on this right here. Let's see. You guys got Trailblazer. Okay? Trailblazer. Now it says the it girl, or the boy that went far and amassed so much success and influence. You did things no one else would have thought of. A true original pioneer. You carved a new path. You made a new path. And if any of you were coming from a new or another group, one of the groups, I don't even know if I want to say it, but anyway, if you feel called to another group, choose another group is basically what I'm going to say. Because a word that I use in another group closely ties into what Trailblazer means as well. But these 3 words came through and I wrote them down. So you were a trailblazer. You were definitely someone who was forging your own trail, doing things. And they could be like a black sheep kind of thing, where you were the only person in your family who really looked at their demons and wanted to heal them. You were the only person who really saw what was wrong and started making changes, where other family members would play blind or play dumb or play stupid and not want to be that person who heals family wounds. You had to become that person, which is you forming a new trail or trailblazing in your family. I just saw 555 or 2555. So yeah, you were just making changes that were necessary, which sometimes makes you the black sheep when you go against what you were taught or what your family is used to, and if they don't want to heal, that's up to them, but you chose to heal this year. Okay. But yeah, you were the it girl or the it boy that went and found success and influence, okay? Like I said, you were the person who already had a sturdy, stable foundation, and you were just building upon that. You already had a house, you were just furnishing it, You already had a business, you were just hiring people to work for you, people you could trust, being responsible for once, That's the kind of vibe that's coming through for you guys. But yeah, like I said, if you feel called another group, go watch it. But Trailblazers, what you guys got. So you guys are my Trailblazers this 2024. This is what you were seen as the most, a Trailblazer. Okay? Now, if you're curious what the other groups got, you might have to go watch them. I'm not going to snitch or tell the tea, but you can go see it yourself. But thanks for being here. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. Happy holidays. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Happy New Year's. And as always, I'll see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye.